Hello, everyone. I'm super excited today. I have with me Sohini Rohra. She is a counseling psychologist, a mental health advocate, Mrs. India Earth, and as well as an author. So she's, has it done it all, and she's like an expert in all these fields. And I'm super thrilled that she will be sharing some insights with us today about her journey, about her life, and in a way to express herself and also try and help people, which she's doing on a day-to-day basis. But it's always a nice way to connect, and in whichever way possible, I think, to give back to our society, which is very important. Welcome, Sohini, to this episode of
Thank you,
mine.
Siddhant.
And
Thank you for having me. The pleasure is all mine.
to start with, Sohini, I want to start asking you a little bit about your early life. You've been Mrs. India Earth, from there to a mental health advocate to an author. So how does this journey begin? I want to know a little bit. I'm truly inspired and I want to learn a little bit myself.
Actually, I discovered psychology at a very later stage in my life. I have studied multiple things. I have a degree in mass media. I was a hairdresser for a while. I trained to teach children in kindergarten. I'm a soft skills trainer. I did so many things, but I was so dissatisfied with the paths I was choosing. And then I just stumbled upon, and then I was actually going through a traumatic time, and I decided to do one certificate course in counseling psychology in the Karkov model. And that's when I fell in love. Like my heart fluttered and my being felt so full. And I continued doing a few more models. I did my postgraduate diploma in counseling psychology. I then went ahead and got my degrees again in my 30s and became a counseling psychologist and then decided to take part in Mrs. India.
Okay. So wow, this has been quite a journey for you, and
Yeah.
it also takes me back, because I think that, in today's time, I myself, in terms of my health, I had type 2 diabetes, which I
Oh,
reversed, all
wow.
through
Wow.
a lot of
Congratulations.
dedication and a lot of hard work. So I know when it comes to health and wellness in today's time, how important it is. So my
Yeah.
next question would be, I know you're an author as well, and I
I'm an
want to
upcoming author.
Okay, I want to know a little bit insights, what to expect from your book, Cancel to Crown.
Yeah.
If you can
Oh,
share
I'm so
some
excited about
insights.
my book.
Yeah, if you can
I'm
share
releasing
some.
it on the 10th of October on World Mental Health Day.
Okay,
The book is called Cancelled to Crowned, and it's extremely vulnerable. It's very raw. It's honest. I have addressed pretty much the basic spectrum of human emotions. Like it begins with faith, it moves on to loneliness, depression, anxiety, facing your fears, generational trauma, relationships, gossip, cancel culture, and so on.
okay,
And in under each chapter, I have given anecdotes of my life, and I have gone ahead and addressed when I felt lonely, why I felt lonely, how I failed to combat it, even, and how I eventually combated it. Then I have gone on to give coping tools
okay,
and then a self reflective questionnaire behind each chapter.
okay.
So life presents cancellations throughout,
Right,
whether it's in the form of gossip, failure, self doubt. But at the end of the day, we all have the ability to crown ourselves.
right.
You know, I got an external validation of a crown from a pageant, which I'm very grateful for, but to realize that my crown lies within me. And we're all royal, we're all that. We don't need to seek external validation and approval.
Right.
It's all inside. Like my crown sits here, not
Right.
here.
And I love the way you put that.
Yeah.
Also, I know you start anything, there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of hurdles. I'm sure that even when you started doing like becoming a professional mental health advocate and a counseling psychologist, What are the kind of challenges you faced, and how did you overcome those?
I feel like I face challenges every day, and the biggest challenge that I face is to remind myself to stay in a state of empathy,
Okay.
to be able to not cross that line and give in to my urge to rescue my client. Like I need to be able to fit into your shoes, feel what you're feeling, and then reflect to you tools and elicit your own strength through you.
Right.
And the day I can achieve that, then I have definitely achieved something, because then we together have collaborated on making you strong as an individual.
Right.
And there are so many times where I get this urge, this eternal urge to rescue my clients and
Yeah.
save them. And I need to fight that. And
Yeah.
then I need to go and journal, and I need to do some self talk and remind myself that they need to become strong. And I cannot be their friend or
Yeah.
their relative or their parent.
Right.
So that for me is a big challenge, because compassion just flows out, and I just want to like hold you and save you.
So that's
And I'm constantly fighting that.
But you know what? Along the way, as you deal with patients on a day-to-day basis, a lot of energy is consumed from yourself, from within also. So how do you motivate yourself, on a daily basis? You're hearing problems of your patients on a day-to-day basis. What keeps you motivated and energized throughout?
Motivation for me is not a problem at all. I'm so grateful to say that I have found my ikigai, I found my purpose. So I can breathe this. So motivation is definitely not a problem. But conserving my energy is what I need to focus on. So for that, I need to make sure I don't get carried away and overbook my appointments. I need to make sure that I do my self-care activities. Like I practice the art of living for 17 years now.
Wow.
So I make sure I do my practice almost every single day. I make sure that I align myself. I eat well. I have some saltwater baths, you
Yeah.
know. And I need to be in a state of awareness, because if I'm not feeling okay, then, and I'm trying to heal you, then I'm not doing justice to you either.
Right.
So it's very important for me to be grounded
Yeah.
and aligned and self-aware and watchful of my own triggers.
Uh,
Because if I have just lost my mom, for example, I'm sorry, if I've just lost my mom, for example, and a client comes to me with grief and I'm going to get triggered,
yeah.
then I'm going to trigger the client, and we both are going to be spiraling down this painful path of grief.
Yeah. True that. Um,
Yeah.
Tell me something. Where do I see you as a professional 5 years down the line? What are your expansion plans? What is your vision ahead as an individual on your professional front? Uh, if I see
I want people to say Sohini, not Sohini Rohra, but Sohini mental health.
okay,
That is my plan.
okay,
I want my name to be associated with mental health holistically. So I want to write a few more books. I want to do some speakerships. I want to expand my work.
right. I like the way you put that. It was really nice put that you want people to know by your professional name added to your name. So that is really cool. Um, Also, tell me something. If today you want to give a message to the youth of today, to the health and wellness community, what would that kind of message be, which would help them? And, a lot of people, young people, want to also pursue this as a career option, helping other people. What would that direct message be from your side to them?
I'm going to be bold enough and say that to the health and wellness community, the message that I want to give is don't practice if your qualifications are not in place.
Right.
Make sure that you have your diploma and you have your master's in place.
Right.
I invested 6 years of my life in my 30s. to get my qualifications in place, because as I started studying, I realized that, my clients are so vulnerable. They come to me with so much trust. And
right,
if I am not true to myself and I don't have my qualifications and my spiritual practices, my rational practices, my holistic practices in place, then I'm not doing justice to you.
right. I think it's
So please don't practice unless you have your qualifications in place. At least know 4 to 5 pathways of treatment.
yeah, because
Get your masters in place.
yeah, as you said, is totally correct because when someone comes to you, they come with a lot of trust, and trust
Absolutely.
is something which is not earned in a day, and there's a lot of things which probably they can speak to you which they cannot speak outside as well. So
Yes.
it's totally confidential when it comes to you and your client. So I think that.
Yeah.
Everyone, as you said, the message correctly, people should know what
Yeah.
they practice and they should be totally sure when they try to help others or try to give any kind of advice also. It's very important.
Absolutely.
It's very important to know where they are coming from, basically. So, as you said,
Yeah.
you put it in a very nice way, the way you said that. So, great.
And also every professional needs to have their own psychologist.
Yes,
You know, I have my own sounding board who I go to when I'm feeling triggered, when I'm struggling, when I'm not being able to cope with the case. Then I'm like, this is what's going on, and I get sound advice on if I should take it forward or not,
right.
if I'm doing justice to my client or not, if my triggers are getting activated, because I'm also human.
Yeah.
To be
And
able to
even,
understand that, okay, I'm getting triggered and I have not healed.
yeah,
So I have to address this part of me now, and I can't be working with this person.
right. In fact, you know what? It
Yeah.
just took me back in time, when I was going through that dark phase in my life and when I had the type 2 diabetes. There were days, I didn't want to get up, do the regular routine, my steps, my diet sometimes just to go by just go for a toss. But I had this one company and this one really nice lady who used to call me up every day in the morning by the watch at 8 a.m. I would still remember the time she would call me every day and tell me it's a new day. God's given you a precious life. Tell me what you can do in a day, where it will put a smile in your face and you'll feel satisfied from within. So this is what she used to tell me every day. And I used to
Wow, wow.
and I also used to think, that, we all have just one life, and if you suffer, the people suffer around you, your people, your friends, your family, everyone, who matter to you, they suffer seeing you in a bad state. So you're not solely responsible for giving suffering to anyone else. So you need to actually be there for them also, if not for yourself, and you know enjoy life, feel good, feel content, whatever you do, so that is the message I used to get from her every day. And I feel so
That's so
blessed.
beautiful.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
feel so blessed also, that there are people who care, that you recover well and you don't suffer anymore. So yeah, it just took me back to
yeah.
that.
But congratulations on reversing your type 2 diabetes. It takes so much willpower, strength, and resilience
Yeah.
to be able to stand for yourself.
But not only that, Sohini, after I reversed also, I wanted to inspire people. I wrote a book. In fact, I'm an author myself. I've written 2 books. One on my
Wow.
health transformation journey from how I had it to how I reversed it. And also on one of my books was on my transition and the dark phase from shifting from Bombay to Calcutta and all what I went through. So I've written 2 books and how I overcame my own challenges. So that was something, I wanted to try and inspire people myself. So
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable and put your story out there and say, look, this
yeah,
is what I have been through. It looks picture perfect, but it's not.
yeah.
And you can do it too. So I'm going to expose myself for your benefit. It takes a lot of courage.
Okay, so now I've come to my good segment of my episode, which I really love. And it's called the rapid fire round, the SDJ experience
Okay.
rapid fire round. And I'm going to ask you quick questions, something, on a personal front to know you better and what you like.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, and if you're actually really good, I'm gonna send across a hamper, I promise.
As long as they have your books, I'm good.
Okay, definitely. That's going without the hamper anyways.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, great. So if you're ready, we're ready to shoot the questions.
Okay, let's go for it.
Okay, great. So if Sohini could be any fictional character, what would that be for a day?
Supergirl.
Okay. If you could travel back in time, what era would you choose?
Roman.
Okay. Something you cannot leave your house without.
Perfume.
Okay. Your favorite holiday destination where you just go to unwind, whether it's 7 days a week or as well. So,
Switzerland.
okay, that's your favorite.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay. Your favorite cuisine, which you can like binge on 7 days a week.
Japanese.
Okay. Your favorite time of the day.
Night.
If you had a karaoke song which you love singing to, which one would that be? If you could sing and hum any time of the day.
Oh my God. You're gonna make me sing now?
No, no, I'm saying what would
I,
that be?
I don't know the name of the song.
Okay.
हर घड़ी बदल रही
Okay.
है रूप
From the
जिंदगी
movie Kal Ho Na Ho.
कल हो
Okay.
ना हो right.
Right. Okay. What is your favorite guilty pleasure?
Sugar.
Okay. Um, one dessert you totally indulge yourself on.
Chocolate chips ice cream from Gokul.
Wow, I love the way you said that.
I can eat tubs of it.
All right. And my last one in the rapid fire would be, according to you, the main difference in today between millennials and Gen Zs.
I think Gen Zs have transitioned into more acceptance of themselves. They are bolder, while the millennials are still transiting.
Okay.
Like they are still walking on that tightrope that is still discovering themselves, but still conditioned by redundant norms.
Right.
And the Gen Zs have kind of transitioned and they own themselves, they're bolder.
Right.
Having said that, I also think that the millennials are still okay. I'm going to stop at that. I don't want to say anything controversial. I'm going to stop at that. But I think that they have transitioned while we are still kind of transitioning and
Yeah.
still finding ourselves and owning ourselves and becoming bolder at a later age.
Yeah, but what I think
These
the main
guys,
difference, yeah, but I think the main difference, I think, is the patience. Like at our times, I think we had a lot more patience than what the Gen Zs of today have. And I feel that I think the Gen Zs of today are more risk takers than what we were back in the day.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's what I feel, when it comes
And
to,
they're very unabashed.
yeah,
They're so bold and nonchalant about who they are.
exactly. So, yeah,
We still try to fit in that mold.
yeah, correct.
These guys are like, don't even try and create a mold. There's no chance.
True that, true that.
Yeah.
So that comes to an end of the episode. Sohini, it was such a lovely time chatting with you, and thank you so much for taking out this time to do this candid chat with me. And I hope to see you in person whenever I'm in the city of Bay. So
Yes, please. I would love to see you in person and do an in-person candid chat.
yes, and I'm wishing you all
So
the very
am I getting your gift or no?
that you'll get to know very soon.
Oh no.
I'm going to keep a
Don't leave
surprise
me
on. There has to
suspense.
be some kind of a surprise element, right? So
I'm expecting it.
But yeah, so
Hmm.
thank you once again, Sohini. You were amazing, and look forward and wishing you all the best for all the endeavors you do. And
Thank you.
and I hope you
Thank you for having me. I absolutely loved chatting with you.
keep smiling and shining always. So as I
Right
always
back
say,
at you.
so
Yeah.
take care and look forward and see you on the other side soon.
See you, Siddhant.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.